Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited to see everyone and congratulations to all the award winners. Well, in this presentation, I'm here to present the decorative concrete, which is a precast building, Block G, located in Tampa, Florida. And it's the building in the middle, which you see, the white color. The decorative part of it there's a cast in place concrete slabs and everything, but the decorative part is the facade in the white color that you see. Yeah, so those are the facade panels that we manufactured, and it's precast concrete. It's a very interesting building because these facade panels were different shapes, like C shape, some were L shape, some were window panels, and it has a very unique mangrove liner pattern imprinted on those facade panels. We'll see in the next photos. So I'm just going to give you some insights on how we manufactured this precast concrete. That's the rendered image. This doesn't show the vinyl patterns on it. We'll see in the next pictures or so. That's the rendered image. The first step of the process was design assist, where the architect's idea was to, we as a manufacturer need to bring the whole idea of architect in a real life from a manufacturing efficiency point of view. So we did a lot of brainstorming on how to break down the panels and so that the looks of the building is not compromised. So that was the first step. Next step was the design calculations, considering the brainstorming, the wind loads and things like that. The panel sizes were determined. Some CFD analysis was done to determine what the connection points would be. And like you see, there were some C-shaped panels, some spandrels, some I-shaped panels. We'll see the profiles of these panels in the next coming slides. And the connection points were determined. As you see, this was the cast in place. Hardware was embedded. And this is a corner condition so you can see the profile of the panel. This is the one panel, this is the second panel. So connecting both and still maintaining the profile and the rubber liner pattern on it was very challenging. So now the next stage was the shop drawing development. Like you see, this was a 20-story building, and it had about like 800 of these window panels, some roof panel, some cornice panel. The ground floor was, the first floor was some L-shaped panels. The other elevation of the shop drawing. These are the different profiles that were there on the building. So this one here was the ground floor profile. That's the roof condition. This is the cornice condition. This is again the ground floor corner condition. So as you can see, it was a very, within the one building, there were many profiles that we had to maintain, and at the same time, we had to make sure that everything is tied together. Even they are coming out from different molds, they still needed to be like match, and all the bull noses needed to look alike, and so it was a very complicated process. So those are the roof panels. Now coming into the next stage of the process, which was the markup product. So we made a 2-foot markup for the approval, going into the half-shape window panel. You can see the vinyl patterns on it, which it was imprinted on the concrete. So once that was approved, we went into the full window shape panel. And you can see a much better view of this window shape panel. So this was the markup process. Once that was approved, and this is the manufacturing process, how we poured that window panel. There was a mother mold On top of that, we laid the rubber liner. This rubber liner was poured individually, one piece, second piece, stitched together on all four corners. So a 2D rubber liner bought into a 3D rubber liner, and then covering it with the sidewalls and pouring the concrete into it. So the biggest challenge was every time we stripped the piece out, the rubber liner wanted to come out because it's like stitched together, right? So that was the most complicated part from the labor point of view. This is one of the roof piece, like we saw that shape where the rubber liner was laid in there and the sidewall in place, the concrete being poured. This is another example of the ground level panel where, like in the previous example, a 2D rubber was laid and then we laid in the mother mold. In this case, a 3D rubber we had to pour just because of the odd shape panel, and that was then laid into a mother mold. We used this foam which was manufactured using CNC machine to pour this rubber. So it was a lot of going on involvement into like foam, rubber to pour one shape of panels. That's stripping of the panel, some handling process. You can see this piece straight out of the mold. One of the other shape, which is the C-shaped panel, we use temporary bracing to support it until it's installed. This was one of the cornice panel. This had about 7 different curves that came in that made one piece. So not only we had to maintain the shape, but also maintain the patterns on it so that it matches the other patterns on the other precast panels. So that's the piece that came out of this mold. Like I said, there were about 800 typical panels of this window shape, and following along with the other profiles. So this is very interesting, where we install the window panels in our own plant, which in fact saved the owner about 60% on his cost when it comes to window installation compared to job site installation. So this was a very cost-saving factor from the owner's point of view. So that gave advantages of time and money. So all the trailers loaded with the window panels, with the windows installed in our plant. Now the last step was installation of this panels. Installation again, following slides will be rotating, handling at the job site. Like you see, the window panels being installed. That's one of the corner condition. You can see the profile and the patterns on it. All the I-shaped profile with short leg, the spandrel, half spandrel over here, I-shaped profile. And that's the bird's eye view of the building. That was the corner piece that we saw with the 7 curves. And that's another view of the building with the foam line patterns imprinted. Like you see in this photo, like all pieces were different, individual pieces, and tying everything so profile matches was the biggest challenge. Not only from the manufacturer's point of view, but also from the installation point of view. We had to make sure that this line goes all the way till the 20th floor, matches basically. This was the ground floor panel, the one which we saw, the 3D rubber. This is an L-shaped panel. And that was the cornice panel and some roof panels. Some more photos of the finished building. And that's the Water Street Tampa office building. Yep, I conclude my presentation and take any questions if you have.